When you log into your portal, you can select from the various different product types at the top. So here we see protection, savings and investments, and the one we're going to examine in this video, pensions. Once you click on pension, you'll see your progress bar at the top, your aggregated values view just below that, and then if we scroll to the bottom, we'll see the individual policy views. So I'll start by looking at the total contributions. So we have here total contributions, and this is the total amount paid into all of your policies regardless of the provider. So if you've got 3 policies, it simply adds the contributions that have been made to those 3 policies, and this is the aggregated value. Similarly, with the current value, the same thing is aggregated between all of your policies. Next, monthly contribution. If you're paying into more than one policy, you'll see those both added up here, but most people would be paying into just one pension at a time. So we'll see the value of the one that's currently premium paying. Then the performance is simply the value minus the contributions that have been paid. So the difference between what you've paid in and the current value. Just below that, we'll see a short note explaining the approximate amount of income tax. That's just simply 40% of the total contributions as an average of what people would be getting relief on when they pay in. If I just scroll now down to the individual policy view, we can see that you can select which policy you want to examine from the tabs here. This is Irish Life and Zurich. So I'll just go to this Irish Life one, and we can see the provider name, the product type, policy number, all of the different funds that this policy is invested in, and very importantly, the policy status. So when a policy status says paid up, that means there's no contributions being paid into it at the moment. So even though the premium says here 3,000, that's what the premium was on the policy when it was paying. The fact that it's paid up means there's no longer premiums going into it. So the 4,000 that we see above, just to go back up here, is the premium being paid to the other policy, the Zurich policy in this case. So going back down, we can just see the individual value. So there's the total premiums paid, for example, 121 into this policy. If we scroll over to the Zurich policy, we'll see the total amount being paid in as 24,000. So those two added together give us our figure further up here, the total contributions figure. So you can examine the individual policy details and the aggregated details here. If I scroll up then to look at the progress bar, so the progress bar shows you what your ideal pension fund is in future terms, i.e. at the year 2053 in this case, and also in present value terms. So that PV below the 4.6 million shows you what that is in today's term, 2.6 million. So again, it sounds like a high figure, but that's what's required to provide the ideal pension fund for this client. Now the calculation for that, you can always examine it by clicking the I, and that will explain the different values. So if I just go to the goal one, that's the fund targeted to allow you to draw 2/3 of your projected final salary as a pension income until age 90. And to change your salary, you can go to My Profile to do that. So that's what we consider the ideal or the gold standard of pension funds to be, 2/3 of your projected final salary, by which we mean your current salary projected forward to retirement age at 3% inflation, and then getting an income of that using an ARF or drawdown vehicle until age 90. So that's the goal. The on track figure, again, you can refer to the I button for that, but that's a projection of your current value, in this case the 158,917, projected forward until the retirement age using a net investment return of 3.6%. So again, your investment return may vary substantially from that depending on your level of risk taken, but that's what the calculator uses. So just be aware of those assumptions which are stated on the page. The shortfall then is the difference between the goal and the on track.